this grew organically. You talked about from, 1 like to 100 likes to 10,000, all that good stuff. You started off just, I'm going to be meandering on my bike with my camera, and I'm going to stop people who I think, I just want to, speak to and interview. It went from that. And then now you've had a book out for a while. Talk about there you go. So talk about that evolution and what Humans of Long Beach has done for you. And, okay. I love it. For those.
The second,
go ahead.
To follow on from Humans of Long Beach, and I had no intention of doing a second book, but COVID grounded everyone and I couldn't go out and speak to people or photograph people. And I needed something to do, but I needed a hobby. And Lisa, my wife, said, why don't you do another book? And I thought, So I ingeniously called it More Humans of Long Beach. Thought that was brilliant.
So we got Humans of Long Beach and More Humans of Long Beach.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching, you're going to be able to see what it looks like. For those who are listening, we definitely appreciate that. It's a different experience when you're watching it. So we hope you do that as well. So how did you said the second one came about during COVID, but how did the first one come about? And how did that change your life, if at all?
For the first 5 years of doing the blog, doing just the Facebook page, and there must have been over that time, there must have been 20 or 30 people who'd said, you should do a book. Again, like Phil saying, come out to America. I thought nothing more of it. And as the content started getting better and more detail and more interesting, the interviews, etc. And then one day I just thought, when someone said it to me again, you should do a book. I thought, I should. And that's when I started looking into it. And getting a book printed is a damn expensive. You're talking 5 figures to get a few copies of a book. And I managed to find this. I started looking into it and found this printer in Kentucky who gets the printing done in South Korea. And they could do it for a lot more reasonable than American-based printers. And I decided to take the plunge, basically. And there was a guy who I met doing Humans of Long Beach. He told me that he was a graphic designer. So I asked him if he'd be interested in helping me put it together because I knew nothing about Photoshop or any of those things. And then started getting the content together. And then in December 2018, was able to release it. And we had a launch night Made by Millworks, which is that shop on Pine Avenue, which is a home for all the arts of people, artists' work in Long Beach. It was a shop that sold them all. And they had the opening night, and Justin Rudd emceed it, and Heather Kern organised it, and it was brilliant. I couldn't believe people that I didn't know. Obviously, my friends were turning up, came to the opening night, but there was people there who just followed the blog who all came to the book launch. So it blew my mind, basically, that so many people would come out and support me. And that one, I vowed before I released that book that I was going to give $5 of every book sale to a Long Beach charity. And it ended up raising over $3,000 for the Christian Outreach, the Christian Outreach in Action, which is a homeless charity in Long Beach.
That's amazing.